All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to tackle something that's going to seriously level up your Portuguese. We're talking about moving beyond simple statements and learning how to connect ideas, building sentences that are richer, more descriptive, and just sound way more natural.
Okay, let's just dive right in with an example. On the left, we've got a perfectly fine sentence. The woman is nice. No problem there. But look at the one on the right. The woman who lives in my building is nice. See the difference? It's immediately more specific. Suddenly, you can actually picture the person we're talking about.
So, the big question is, how do we do that? How do we make that jump from a basic fact to a detailed description? What's the secret sauce that lets us add these crucial layers of meaning? The what, the which one, and the why?
Well, the answer is a fantastic grammatical tool called the subordinate clause. And I love this analogy. Think of them as expansion packs for your sentences. You start with a basic sentence, and then you plug in one of these clauses to add all sorts of new information and detail.
Okay, so before we jump into the different types you can use, let's get a solid handle on what a clause even is at its core. So here is the most important thing to remember. A subordinate clause is dependent. It's like a puzzle piece. Yeah, it has its own subject and its own verb, but it just can't stand on its own as a complete thought. Its entire reason for existing is to latch on to a main sentence and give it more information.
All right, first up, we have the noun clause. This is your fundamental building block for explaining the what in a sentence. In Portuguese, you'll hear this called an oração subordinada substantiva, and its whole job, literally its only job, is to act like a noun. It can be the subject of a sentence, but you'll usually see it as the object of a verb. It's the part of the sentence that answers the question, what?
Just look at this example. Quero que me digas a verdade. So, you ask the question, what do I want? The answer isn't just one word. The answer is the entire phrase that you tell me the truth. That whole chunk of the sentence is acting as one single noun. It's the what that I want.
And you can really see that transformation in action here. You could start with a simple idea. I wish for peace. Desejo paz. Simple enough. But to make it more specific and expressive, you can expand that one little noun, peace, into a whole clause. I wish that there be peace. It's just a much richer thought.
Okay, moving on to our next tool in the box, the adjective clause. This is what you'll use to describe things and answer that super important question, which one? You might also hear this called a relative clause. In Portuguese, it's the oração subordinada adjetiva, and its mission is simple: add detail. It modifies a noun that's already in the sentence to help you pinpoint exactly which one you're talking about.
Think about this sentence. The core idea is super simple, right? The book is interesting. But that's kind of vague. Which book are we talking about? The clause, que comprei ontem, that I bought yesterday, zooms right in and tells us exactly which one. It's a descriptor, working just like an adjective.
And this is its superpower. This is the real magic. Instead of having two short, choppy sentences, you use an adjective clause to weave them together into one fluid, elegant thought. This is exactly what will make your Portuguese sound so much more fluent.
All right, our final building block is the adverb clause. And honestly, this one's a real workhorse. It adds all kinds of context, the why, the when, the how, to the main action of your sentence.
So, you know how a single adverb can change a verb, right? Like running quickly? Well, this whole clause, the oração subordinada adverbial, does the exact same thing, but with way more detail. It's all about explaining the circumstances surrounding an action.
And man, are these things versatile. They can tell you why something happened, when it happened, if it will happen, or the whole purpose behind it. They pack in a huge amount of context.
So let's put it to the test with a really common, everyday question that just begs for an explanation.
And boom, the adverb clause gives you the perfect answer. Why didn't I go to class? Porque estaba doente. Because I was sick. That entire phrase explains the why behind the main action of not going. It's that simple.
Okay, we've looked at the three main types. Now let's pull back and put it all together. This is where you'll really see how it all connects and gives you, well, a kind of grammar superpower.
Think of this slide as your quick reference guide, your cheat sheet. It's pretty straightforward, right? Noun clauses act as a thing. Adjective clauses describe a thing, and adverb clauses add context to an action, like why or when. Three distinct jobs, three incredibly powerful tools for your toolbox.
So at the end of the day, look, this isn't about memorizing a bunch of boring grammar rules. It's about getting your hands on a powerful toolkit. You've basically just learned the code to construct sentences that are way more meaningful, more nuanced, and frankly, more creative. So the only real question left is, what are you going to build with it?